Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. We would like to welcome the winners and all of our followers from around the world that are joining us for this broadcast of the 2021 Wina Festival. My name is Gabrielle and I will be accompanying you throughout this ceremony. As you will recall, Wina planned to celebrate its 6th edition in the beautiful city of Dubai and the United Arab Emirates. But due to recommendations from global health authorities regarding social distancing, the in-person event had to be canceled. Therefore, the Wina organization decided to conduct the award ceremony online via YouTube and partners' websites.
Hola, mi nombre es Valentina Vidal y junto a Gabrielle los estaré acompañando en esta transmisión, la cual contó con el apoyo de Movich, Casa del Alférez, Tomili, Círculo Creativo de México, Constellation Global Network, Asociación Iberoamericana de Marketing, ACAP, AMPRO, APAP, Rosebrief, El Publicista, Revista G7, Portal Publicitario, El Poder de las Ideas y Marcas Pel Mundo. Ahora, sin más preámbulos, comencemos la ceremonia de entrega de premios del Festival Wina 2021, el único festival de publicidad global que reconoce el talento de agencias independientes y redes multinacionales.
Thank you, Valentina. The categories will be presented in ascending order, starting with honorable mention, then bronze, silver, gold, and ending with the Grand Prix. Only the Grand Prix and gold will be presented during the live broadcast, although some silver, bronze, and honorable mention awards with the best scores will be mentioned during the broadcast. Before continuing, we would like to take a moment to thank the judges and chairman of the judges panels that evaluated the winners from 5 continents that participated in this edition of the festival. We will start by handing out the awards for the Promo Activation category. The president of this category was Barbara Sala of the Europe Strategic Connections and as media director of Coca-Cola. Promo Activation delivers one of the few Grand Prix of the festival, with awards going to agencies from Brazil, Spain, the United States, and Romania, among others. And the winners are For our first subcategory, point of sale activations, we have a mention for Manifiesto and Extra Joy. In the activations in outdoor category, we have a mention for Chill of Romania for Samsung Epic Arrival. In the promotion and digital activation subcategory, we have a mention for Furia. We also have a bronze for Chill of Chile. We also have a bronze for Palm Era of the United States.
Hermosa, mi bomboncito, mi pastelito de amor. Bebecita, pequeño osito, porque te amo es que te envío este sticker de amor.
And and a silver for Flor Lifestyle for Vuelvele, Alquería Blanca. In the Promotions and Activations in Social Network subcategory, we have a mention for KTBO Agency for hashtag 10 por el 10. And finally, for our Grand Prix, for Chill from Brazil for an anti-bullying skin.
Fortnite. It looks like a kid's game. Funny, friendly.
Be quiet, you stupid default!
Oh my god, look at this no skin, bro! We're rich!
Bro, so
You're poor!
You're trash, you're a default.
The biggest game on Earth is facing a new kind of cyberbullying.
Oh, the default, the poor default. Oh my god, the $0 skin.
It's against players called defaults. Gamers who can't afford a better skin and play using the basic one. It even has become a genre on YouTube. It's time to show what gaming is all about. Anti-bullying skin. Samsung launched a new Fortnite skin, the Glow.
I got the new Samsung. It's pretty dope. Amazing, dude. Oh.
Unlike other skins, the Glow is available to the entire Galaxy family for free. It's the first ever skin that can be donated, making every Galaxy owner able to fight the default skin bullying. The biggest Fortnite influencers joined the movement by donating their Glow skin to default players during live streams.
Vamos mandar a Glow para o meu querido Theo Rezende.
Luiz 00K, vou te mandar a skinzona, fechou?
A garota gamer Ariel Fêmea.
And encouraging everyone to do the same.
Sua mãe tem um Samsungzinho que tá aqui na descrição, pede pra ela, já pega a skin. Você já tem a skin, dá pro primo, dá pro amigo, tá ligado?
É a gente ajudar as pessoas que não têm skin e combater o bullying que essas pessoas sofrem.
That's what happened.
E aí uma outra pessoa que tinha um Samsung acabava presenteando entre eles. Era um negócio que foi virando uma corrente.
Valeuzaço, mano. Agora sim. Temos uma skin exclusivaça, caríssima.
Mano, um momento aí, link pra
Wesley sofreu bullying. Muita gente já sofreu bullying.
todos os chats pra vocês ganharem skin, tá? Parabéns.
In a world where skins are the main social currency, making a donatable one is life-changing.
Game, ladies and gentlemen.
Constellation is the global network of independent agencies that connects its affiliates in different markets around the world. Thanks to them for being our partner in this 2021 edition.
We continue now with the Healthcare and Pharma category, which was presided over by Carlos Rodriguez, the CCO of David the Agency. This category will award the first gold medal of the night and the first gold for Chile, in a category that is dominated by Spain. In the Digital Medications Drugstores category, we have an honorable mention for Exit Up. We also have an honorable mention for MK Media, for Aquam of Spain, and a bronze for Artega y Artega, for Bristol Myers Squibb. In the Outdoor BTL Events Medication subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Creatividad y Inteligencia. In the Campaign subcategory, we have an honorable mention for MK Media, for Declararte. We also have a bronze for Furia from Chile, as well as another bronze for Elkis 18. We also have a silver medal for Chill of Romania, for Hospice, See Beyond the ICU.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a But now I see 'twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
We also have a gold for porta, for first line for the front line.
Chile 2020. As the social uprising fed line after line of news around the world, in Chile, the mass media was criticized for distorting reality.
Los chilenos consideramos que la prensa miente. La prensa está al servicio de los intereses de los poderosos.
The Chilean Red Cross was on the front lines of the protests in the middle of this crisis, but we needed donations to continue there. And since Chileans were rejecting the mass media outlets we normally used to publicize our campaigns, we went to the ones that people trusted as the ones on the front line of the truth, the independent media, to ask them for the first line of their news. The Chilean Red Cross presents First Line for the Front Line. Given the growing credibility in the independent digital media, we asked them to donate the first line of their news to us and turn it into a hyperlink to our donations website, including this message. We have donated the first line of this news to the Chilean Red Cross and turned it into a link to its website. Click on it and donate to help them continue where they are most needed today, on the front line. In that way, as millions of people inform themselves here, they could also make a donation to us here. In this way, for the first time in the media, a hyperlink did not take you to another news report, but rather to a good cause.
Efectivamente, nosotros iniciamos una campaña de recolección de insumos de primer auxilio.
With an investment of $0, over 100 independent digital media donated their first line. Even shows.
Esta primera línea se la regalamos a la Cruz Roja porque hay que donar, hay que acompañarlo.
We raised over $130,000. This made First Line for the Front Line the most successful campaign in the Chilean Red Cross's history. But the most important thing is that we will continue on the front line until peace becomes news.
We continue now with the content category, which was presided over by Gradwell Sears, the Executive Creative Director of Media Monks. This category has 3 gold and 5 silver medals, delivering as a category one of the best medal averages. And the winners are, we have an honorable mention in the audiovisual subcategory for Black Box Productions of Canada for Performance Matters. We also have a bronze for Jorge M. Rodrigo Ad Studio. We also have a silver for Independiente Panama for The Real Cast. And we have a gold for Chile of Chile.
During the social outburst in Chile, millions of people marched down the streets of the country. But in the middle of this huge discontent, a sad truth is hidden. By 2025, we will have a shortage of 32,000 teachers. And to reverse that, we had to make ourselves heard strongly. That's why we chose the most heard Chilean voice in the world, Ana Tijoux.
Este nuevo Chile. Decisiones, pluma, lápiz, plantar ideas con fuerza y de raíz, sembrar, pensar, cosechar, mirar, emocionar un otro es el más hermoso, inspirar, hacer poesía por toda la sala, compartir saberes, belleza que empapa, sumergirse en un libro que atrapa, eres protagonista, la historia tú la destacas, abrir las alas, tomar un vuelo con toda tu aula, juntos compartir el saber, dar empuje al otro por el conocer, depende de ti, de quienes enseñan, elige educar Chile, elige excelencia, dar valor al barrio, tú eres la clave, la llave maestra, escuche tu mente late. Florecerá todo, verás, no hay que dudar, todo crecerá, todo crecerá, florecerá, todo verás, no hay que dudar, todo crecerá, todo crecerá.
The song had such strength that in a few days it became an anthem, and up-and-coming bands joined in by making their own versions, inspiring everyone to talk about education, but also inspiring thousands of teens to choose teaching as their profession. Because a country without education is a country without future. Choose to educate the Chile that is coming.
In the digital subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Hi of Brazil. We have another honorable mention for MK Media. We have a bronze for Furia. We also have a silver for Lifestyle.
La Alquería Blanca es un lugar que todo el mundo conoce en la Comunidad Valenciana. Fue la serie de televisión de más éxito, hasta que desapareció hace 8 años. Apunt asumió un gran reto anunciando el regreso de La Alquería. ¿Cómo lograr todo esto después de 8 años sin serie? Localizamos y activamos a los superfans para despertar a los fans, que movilizan a los que conocen la serie y así llegar a toda la población valenciana. Para ello ideamos el concepto creativo Dime, la matriz de todo el proyecto. Dime sitúa a los fans en el centro de nuestro gran relato y pone su palabra y emociones en primer plano. La campaña comienza con un sobrelacrado con la exclusiva del día de la vuelta de la serie. Los superfans preguntan por las tramas. Hace que 9 ciudadanos dejen de ser anónimos para convertirse en protagonistas del lanzamiento de la campaña, preguntando cómo serán las tramas de sus personajes favoritos. Los rostros de Rosario, María Jesús, Alberto, Carla, Raquel, Rosa, Vanessa, Susana y Fran inundaron toda la Comunidad Valenciana. La cámara oculta. La actriz Carme Juan participa en el concurso Atrápame si puedes. ¿Todo normal? No, porque compinchamos a más de 50 personas para grabar una cámara oculta que le va a enfrentar a la vez a lo que más quiere y a lo que más odia en el mundo. Diseñamos una web como campamento base de todas las acciones, y sin spoilers. Ampliamos el universo con 8 contenidos creativos para redes. Dime cómo estaban, juego de tramas, la alquería dates, GIFs con expresiones valencianas, la alquería ilustrada, quién es quién, la cuenta atrás y dime por qué vuelves. Y una ficción sonora en formato podcast, El Confesionario. En los años 70, Tonet escondió una grabadora en el confesionario de la iglesia. 7 capítulos para 7 pecados capitales. En plena pandemia inventamos los call shows o shows colaborativos, un formato con una mecánica de encuentro digital con escaleta y dinámica televisiva y un clima de patio de vecinos. Los bautizamos Fem Convoy, una fiesta para los fans distribuida simultáneamente en 7 plataformas. Los Fem Convoy también fueron Dime en estado puro e incluyeron muy diversas secciones. Los Fem Convoy son, además, el vehículo que conecta todos los relatos. Estrenada en condiciones de máxima competencia televisiva, la vuelta de la Alquería Blanca consigue datos históricos de audiencia. Estreno más visto en la historia del canal. Más de un 12,5% de share. una fidelidad del 75%, superando en su emisión en televisión a casi todas las grandes cadenas generalistas, para casi multiplicar por 4 la audiencia media de la cadena. Dime es ya la mayor y más exitosa acción promocional diseñada y ejecutada en una televisión autonómica en España.
We have another silver medal for KTBO Agency for hashtag 10 por el 10.
Solo hace el pase inicial y espera 10 minutos de silencio en honor al Diego.
Para todos los gamers que tengan FIFA o PES o el que tengan, lo que tienen que hacer es 10 minutos de silencio.
And we have our gold for Arteaga y Arteaga of Puerto Rico for Bristol Myers Squibb.
En los Estados Unidos, 54.4 millones de personas sufren de artritis reumatoide. 1 de cada 4 mujeres es paciente de la condición. Aún así, la artritis es una enfermedad poco comprendida. 9 de cada 10 pacientes sienten que las personas perciben su condición como una irrelevante, dejando una población no solo con un gran dolor físico, sino con hasta 10 veces más síntomas de depresión y ansiedad que la población general. ¿Es posible que las personas puedan entender el dolor de una enfermedad que no padecen? Para lograrlo, FER y BMS Puerto Rico llegaron hasta la Universidad de Cambridge en Londres, donde se desarrollaron unos guantes de simulación que replican el dolor articular y la sensibilidad de las personas que sufren artritis reumatoide. Estos guantes los pusimos en las manos expertas de la reconocida maquillista Ingrid Rivera y la artista plástica internacional Cristina Tufiño, retándolas a crear una obra experimentando la dificultad y el dolor que sienten nuestros pacientes. Grabamos el proceso del desafío, creando 2 conmovedoras obras de arte que tocaron el corazón de los pacientes y la atención del país.
Del mes de la artritis reumatoide.
Estamos viendo en pantalla un esfuerzo bien interesante que realizaron la Fundación FER junto a la reconocida artista local Cristina Tufiño.
Van a estar viendo un poquito sobre este guante que tengo puesto y para que aprendan un poco más sobre lo que es esto y lo que significa para un paciente con artritis el vivir día a día con poca limitación.
Prueba de que para entender a los pacientes, solo falta ponernos en las manos del otro.
In the Influencers Celebrity category, we have an honorable mention for Paranaso. We also have a bronze for Blend Marketing Solutions of Puerto Rico. And we have a silver for Chile of Brazil, for Samsung.
During 2020, while the pandemic was getting viral throughout the world, Chileans hid in their houses. But what they never suspected is that they were going to contract another kind of viral. Samsung Galaxy A presents Awesome Camera. The pandemic hit. We gave Denise Rosenthal, one of the biggest young singers in Latin America, the mission to compose the song, thinking that Tati Fernandez could turn it into a TikTok challenge, and Dilantero transformed it in YouTube content. The Galaxy A team was the perfect mix to spread the content to the slippery Gen Z with TV spots, social media content, lyric videos, dance challenge on TikTok, how-to dances, AR filter, stickers, and much more, becoming the first campaign that you could sing, dance, share, comment, play, and especially troll. We even did a streaming show on Twitch of reactions, with Dilantero reacting to the best memes.
Pedí que me enviasen sus mejores memes. Ya.
The impact was so big that in only 2 weeks of campaign, we reached over 20 million interactions, becoming trending topic in every social media platform. We were even a conversation topic on TV and news shows.
Este spot que lleva pocos días al aire, pero de seguro ya se lo sabe de memoria.
Anyway, everybody got infected with this viral, even our competition. And the most awesome part is that sales went up 62%. Awesome song, awesome content, and a long-lasting campaign.
And we have another gold for walkers.
Un hombre habría asesinado a su pareja.
Una mujer lamentablemente fue asesinada por su pareja, estuvo muy mal día.
Lo que va del año han sido asesinadas 27
Violence against women increased by 70% in pandemic. To stop seeing such cases, this exists, but you can't see it either. Fundación Honra introduces Invisible Help, the first campaign on a product with no name, no brand, no shape. A product sending alerts when a woman suffers violence. It reports her location in real time and saves the audio to present it before the court. A product that aggressors won't be able to recognize. That is why we erased all registrations of its existence on the internet. And then we launched the campaign.
No queremos ver más violencia de género. No queremos ver más casos sin justicia.
No queremos ver una sola menos.
Para todo eso que queremos dejar de ver, existe esto.
Que tampoco puedes ver.
Invisible Help exceeded 10 million impressions in less than 48 hours, achieving 598% increase in donations, being the campaign with the largest fundraising record in the history of Fundación Honra. For these contributions to reach the right people, on the website you can record the data of women who suffered gender violence, women who later received this product for free, and they could see how this invisible help turned into a real and visible help to escape from the circle of violence.
Esto es un regalo invisible.
No te lo puedo mostrar,
pero sirve para visibilizar a los agresores de mujeres. Entra ahora en fundacionhonra.cl
para que esta tecnología pueda llegar a muchas mujeres que tanto la necesitan.
Marca is the site for brands where you can find information about campaigns, consumer trends, and the latest on advertising agencies.
I will now turn things over to a member of our judges panel, Luis Paulo Gatti, the Senior Art Director for BBDO Group Germany.
Olá, fui convidado para dar dicas sobre como montar a apresentação para o festival. A minha dica vai ser sobre os boards. A função dele é ser uma mídia de apoio para o júri se lembrar sobre a sua ideia. Então o ideal é ter o nome da ideia, um subtítulo que conte a ideia em no máximo 3-4 linhas de forma bem resumida, uma imagem icônica da campanha e os resultados. Geralmente eles são usados caso alguém se esqueça da campanha e por isso ter um board bem direto e resumido é uma grande vantagem. Falou? Abraço!
We continue now with the effectiveness category, which was presided over by Thor Borison, the marketing vice president of AB InBev. This category resulted in the second Grand Prix. Among the countries that have vied for this award in the past are Mexico, the United Kingdom, the Dominican Republic, and Russia, among others. And this year's winners are in the product subcategory, we have an honorable mention for RK People of Spain. In the services subcategory, we have another honorable mention for Mass Clicks for Hertz. We have a bronze as well in this category for BBD Perfect Storm of the United Kingdom for Etihad Guest.
How do you grow a frequent flyer program when no one is flying? We'd already just repositioned Etihad Guest as the most thoughtful lifestyle and travel brand, and then suddenly, no travel and lifestyles in lockdown. It seemed like an impossible task. We realised that at the strangest of times, the world needed more thoughtfulness. So that's what we set out to do. With the Your Special Guest campaign, through direct and social channels, we asked our existing members to nominate someone that had gone above and beyond that year. The kindest, the most thoughtful, selfless in all they do. The response was incredible. The video nominations immediately came flooding in.
I would like to nominate my mother, Annette.
Kind and sweet person going out of his way to help others.
He has a smile on his face.
You're the sunshine in my life.
We love you, Mum.
Over 1,000 in the first 24 hours. We rewarded the most deserving with a unique gift to them.
This looks amazing.
The unboxing was a real gift to us.
Woo-hoo-hoo! NBA!
Oh, thank you.
As were the results. We received over 5,000 nominations, 4 times our original target. Etihad Guest's Net Promoter Score rose across all top 5 markets. And, amazingly, even non-members signed up for a chance to nominate someone they cared about. And all during a global pandemic. But more importantly, we set out to create a world full of thoughtfulness. We did, and we still do, by making life better as a guest.
Let's open it. Let's open it.
Oh, and there was one last surprise. We rewarded every nominee, all 5,000 of them, with 1,000 guest miles each. A gift for a more thoughtful future.
That's insane!
That's insane!
In the social goods subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Emil SRL of Italy, as well as another honorable mention for Landia Creativos Independientes. We also have a bronze for Furia, and a silver for Room Grupo Creativo from the Dominican Republic. We also have a gold for Walkers for Invisible Help. In the retail, commerce, and e-commerce subcategory, we have an honorable mention for EVAC, as well as an honorable mention for Compass Brand Agency of Russia.
Готовимся к шопингу. Упражнение «Сумка-нос». Зафиксируйте положение локтей и медленно сгибайте руки в локтях. И раз-два, раз-два. Теперь вы готовы к шопингу в ТРК Паркхаус. Мерь без меры.
And we have a bronze for Rosebud, for Sprinter, Gym, and Pass. In the launch of products and services subcategory, we have an honorable mention for RC Farias of Colombia, as well as a bronze for BBD Perfect Storm of the United Kingdom. We have another bronze for JJ Barcelo SA for the story of Juan and Juan. We also have a silver for Grupo El Consejer Marketing Editorial. And we have our gold for Chiel of Chile, Samsung for the pandemic hit. In the brand activation subcategory, we have an honorable mention for El X18, as well as an honorable mention for Black Creative Intelligence Studio. In the small budget subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Madison Agencia, as well as a silver for Laika Agencia of Ecuador, for unskippable authors. And finally, we have our Grand Prix for Porta, Chilean Red Cross for the first line for the front line.
Becomes news.
Get inspired by the best of branding and advertising with El Poder de las Ideas.
We continue now with the innovation category that was presided over by Mahi Gongu, the Executive Creative Director of C of Chill Worldwide. This category delivers the first prizes for Greece and Guatemala. Ecuador also brings some surprises, and Spain, as always, is in the running. And the winners are: in the Media Innovation subcategory, we have a bronze for Independiente Panama, as well as a bronze for BBA. We have a silver for Getting Better Creative Studio for Amit. And in the Service Innovation subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Castillo de If for Puma Track. We also have a bronze for PLM Group for El Dorado Airport, and a silver for Interweave Agency of Greece for Athos Digital Heritage, Passage to the Light.
Mount Athos, the epicenter of the Eastern Orthodox monasticism, a place with its own ecclesiastical laws and rules, a place where only men have been allowed for the past 1,200 years. But over the past 4 years, Mount Athos has started to share its knowledge with the world using new technologies. A vast team of over 200 distinguished scientists and experts worked with Mount Athos's monks in a project called Athos Digital Heritage. More than 2 million images of documents, books, manuscripts, and 27,000 artifacts have been digitalized. For the first time in the millennial history of Mount Athos, this unparalleled digital collection was demonstrated at a global-first interactive exhibition named Passage to the Light at the Megaron Athens Concert Hall. And for the first time, women had the opportunity to navigate the Holy Land, while young people had the chance to approach the Orthodox Christian tradition through modern technology. Writers' and painters' depictions of Mount Athos were translated into state-of-the-art touchscreens, virtual reality tours, experiential walkthroughs using lights, smells, and sounds, and sensorial installations that transported visitors into the heart of Io Oros. The COVID-safe exhibition was inaugurated by the President of the Hellenic Republic and the Minister of Education and Religious Affairs. Furthermore, ministers, representatives of political parties, institutions, journalists, and researchers visited the exhibition. Promoted through a social media-led campaign and an exclusive 25-minute online documentary, the exhibition made the headlines of the region's leading media with 94 unique press pieces, and tickets were sold out in less than 48 hours. Open to all humanity, the Athos Digital Heritage Project focuses on a more enlightened society, one that's one step closer to divinity, one in which individuals can search for their own light.
We also have in the Product Innovation subcategory and a bronze for Sapristi Agencia de Otra Publicidad, as well as a silver for BBA for Sense Label.
Es Isaac Beltré. Yo tuve problemas de visión desde los 6 años. por lo cual fui perdiendo la vista poco a poco hasta los 12 años, que fue cuando la perdí de manera total. Siempre necesitamos a alguien que nos ayude a saber dónde están las cosas, porque no nos podemos arriesgar a tomar algo sin saber lo que es.
This is the daily life of the 55,336 visually impaired people in Ecuador. This is the reason why we created a unique idea for their inclusion and self-autonomy. Fundación Amiga de los Ciegos presents Sense Label. We designed the first book of labels printed in Braille so that everyone can read them. With some brand support, we place the book in supermarkets, shops, and pharmacies. Cashiers by identifying customers with visual impairment stuck the label on the products they bought. A lot of brands joined this great project. We turned a label into a tool that breaks down barriers. And we also helped to build a more inclusive and tolerant society. We're sure these brands saw what others missed out.
Realmente esto me ha cambiado la vida, ya que me da independencia y me ayuda a valerme por mí mismo.
And now I'll turn things over to one of the members of the judges panel, Riku Etelakowski, the creative director of Bob the Robot in Finland.
Definitely always have to appreciate the effort people put in, firstly to the client job, but secondly to the entries at itself. I know first you have to make a campaign, and then you have to make a campaign about the campaign, and it takes a lot of work, extra hours, and that's why I really appreciate it, and it was really a pleasure for me to judge the work. Really well done job, so thank you very much.
We continue now with the craft category, which was presided over by Jessica Apelanis, the CCO of Ogilvy Mexico and LATAM. Europe dominated the craft category with winners from the United Kingdom, Belgium, and Spain. And the winners are: in the photography subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Asociados. We also have a bronze for Rosebud of Spain. For VIU, We Shall Be Saved by the Same Thing. In the film craft subcategory, we have a silver for Storm for Retiring Retirement.
Thinking about your future, but worried about making the right choices for your money and retirement? We're retiring that. Unsure what you've got tucked away in your pension pots or even where to find them? We're retiring that as well. Confused about how to access your tax-free cash or how to choose the right income for your retirement? You guessed it, we're retiring that. At Legal & General, we understand no two retirements are the same. That's why we're reducing the complexity and retiring the cliches. For more than 180 years, we've been helping our customers get more out of life. And now we're making it simpler to find out what you've saved and what your options might be, all in one place. Click here today to find out more. Legal & General, for a more colourful retirement.
In the animation subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Exit Up, as well as an honorable mention for Taurus. In the print craft best copy subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Simple. In the illustration subcategory, we have an honorable mention for CLV for Diagrams, as well as one for Germany for Diary of an Agency.
Am Anfang stand die Idee, etwas Großes zu machen. Die Corona-Krise positiv nutzen, um sich neu aufzustellen. Eine neue Positionierung entwickeln, um neue Kunden zu gewinnen. Auffallen, im Gedächtnis bleiben.
Dass es so groß wird, hat von uns keiner gedacht. Ein langer und steiniger Weg, hunderte Stunden Diskussionen, rauchende Köpfe. Es hat sehr, sehr lang gedauert, bis wir einen Plan hatten.
Wir wollten unbedingt etwas Haptisches, eine Art Mischung aus Tage- und Skizzenbuch.
Ein sehr persönlicher Eindruck in die Agentur.
Wir haben die Geschichte der Agentur mit unseren besten Projekten verbunden und dem Ganzen einen individuellen Charme verliehen.
Zwischendrin waren wir dann so weit, dass wirklich jedes Exemplar ein handschriftliches Unikat werden sollte.
Also in dem Projekt, da steckt so viel Arbeit und Liebe zum Detail, unglaublich.
Auf jeden Fall musste das Anschreiben handschriftlich sein.
Etwas Großartiges braucht auch eine luxuriöse Verpackung.
Deshalb haben wir diese besondere Box konstruiert.
Das ist das Tagebuch einer Agentur. Und das schauen wir uns jetzt mal an.
We also have an honorable mention for Birth Group, as well as a bronze for Belgium, Happy Ending. We have a silver for CLV, Bankia for smartphones. And our Grand Prix goes to CLV for Digital Humanism. In our Digital Craft and Art subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Chalaco Films for Milk Sporting Club Adidas, March to Glory.
Produ is the main advertising media outlet in the United States for the Hispanic community. In synergy with them, we created Wina Talks by Produ, a series of monthly webinars that have been very well received by the industry.
So the craft category was really interesting. You see a lot of effort and sweat from the participants. Especially the Latin American agencies have been doing really great in this category. And yeah, a part of checking that everything looks really great and cool, and you feel the effort. I have been trying to really think if the work would stand out against the competition, also if it feels good and true to each brand that it was the work was for.
We continue now with the PR category, which was presided over by Renata Florio, CCO of Ogilvy. Now let's check out the best PR pieces of Wina 2021. And the winners are: in the Consumer PR subcategory, we have an honorable mention for MGC, for E. We also have a silver for Interaction, for Casio. We have a gold for Apple Tree, for Ter.
In April 2020, Bank Inter launched its new branding positioning, the bank that sees money just the way you do. And although this was right in the middle of lockdown, the advertising campaign Medidas Concretas, specific measures, achieved huge impact. To continue building this positioning, we focused on maintaining awareness and increasing the connection with the general public. We developed a 360-degree PR amplification strategy based on new thinking, to build relevance by moving from the storytelling in the spot towards tangible story doing. A communication strategy to take the campaign onto the street. We detected that one segment of society highly affected by the crisis was small businesses, so we decided to honor those everyday heroes who keep our country going. We decided to activate this tribute starting in the city of Malaga. We reached an agreement with the Association of Businesses in the historical town center to paste a giant banknote showing the face of each storekeeper on their very own shop window. We designed a banknote with some of the typical features of Malaga. We reinforced the strategy with an action to achieve further impact with the public. We asked the Spanish people, via a survey, who they thought should appear on the banknotes. The results speak for themselves. And this is the case of what is possible when a campaign becomes the news story.
And in the corporate PR subcategory, we have a bronze medal for Apple Tree. In the networks PR category, we have another honorable mention for Creativo, for hashtag Más RD para Vogue, as well as a bronze for Chiel of Chile. We have another bronze for Latir, for a good fake news, and a silver for Porta, for first line for the front line. In the crisis management subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Chiel of Chile and a bronze for Creativo. In the influencers subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Hi of Brazil and a bronze for Exit Up. In the affairs category, we also have a gold for Creative Studio for hashtag No More Matildas.
Can you imagine what would have happened if Einstein had been born a woman? The Spanish Association of Women Researchers and Technologists certainly can, and it's clear to them. Today, we wouldn't know who Einstein is, and most likely this historical discrimination, known as the Matilda effect, would have silenced their findings in favor of their fellow male researchers. A bias that is still present in textbooks, and because of their lack of female representation, they seem to be pushing girls away from science degrees. In the near future, most of the professions will be technological, and the fact that algorithms and artificial intelligence are designed from an exclusively masculine perspective will further expand the gender gap. That is why we launched No More Matildas. We created a free downloadable collection of illustrated books for schools that depicted the complicated lives that Einstein, Fleming, or Schrödinger would have had if they'd been born female. We also designed educational materials, such as an annex with the missing Matildas, so that teachers, parents, and students could hack their textbooks. Activism quickly jumped from classrooms to social media to turn the campaign into a social movement. Matildas sneaked in the conversation as a new chant for equality.
No more Matildas.
Even the president of the Spanish government took a stand in his social media, and other members of the government brought the Matildas to the attention of the rest of Europe.
No More Matildas es un referente en igualdad a nivel internacional.
No Matildas.
Female members of the European Parliament of every stripe joined the campaign to follow Spain's example, which culminated in the official announcement by the educational books publishers to include the Matildas in their next editions.
Y tienen que entrar en los libros de texto, y tienen que entrar en las explicaciones que dan a las niñas desde muy pequeñas.
The previous category also had finalists from the United States, Peru, and South Africa. We continue now with the Better World category, which was presided over by Jason Fu, founder and CEO of BBD Perfect Storm. This category includes a Grand Prix for Brazil and the first silver for the United States. And the winners are, in the Health, Physical and Emotional Well-Being subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Valcanum Creative Lab.
In Brazil, only 1.8% of the population is a blood donor. Proportionately, our country has less donors than its neighboring countries, such as Argentina and Uruguay. It's real. The number of blood donors in Brazil is still very low.
Esse período de festas de fim de ano, infelizmente, os estoques do Hemosc acabaram ficando abaixo do nível ideal.
So, various digital influencers, models, stylists, and content creators came together to do a major action, aiming to motivate new people in donating and contributing with this important cause. We present fashion bags for blood bags. In a critical moment, when there was a significant decrease on the number of donors, some personalities from the fashion universe united and decided to take an important decision: donate their designer handbags to people who donated other types of bags, the blood bags.
Gente, falando sério,
mostra que está precisando de doações de sangue e o mês de dezembro é o mês que eles menos recebem doações. Então, por isso, foi criada uma campanha chamada Bolsas Fashion por bolsas de sangue. E como é que vai funcionar? Eu e outras influenciadoras fomos convidadas a participar dessa campanha.
In a few days, the action took hold of several communication vehicles and made headlines in newspapers and news portals throughout Brazil.
Nesse momento, recebendo esses doadores. Uma ótima iniciativa para estimular.
In addition, there was a huge and spontaneous repercussion on social media.
Uma turma de influenciadoras e criaram a campanha Bolsas Fashion por bolsas de sangue. Na prática, estimulando.
The campaign won the internet completely and got a massive support from a big public. And the most important thing was that this action achieved something very noble. Save lives. A lot of lives. Fashion bags for blood bags. An action supported by AMOS, Hematology and Hemotherapy Center of Santa Catarina.
In the social responsibility outdoor subcategory, we also have an honorable mention for Grupo El Consejer Marketing Editorial for Monolito. We also have a silver in the subcategory for Brandy Creativity and Technology of Costa Rica for the most viewed billboard. In the social responsibility subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Union Media Communication of Hungary for Heineken.
Somogy County is one of the most disadvantaged regions in Hungary, where the average daily income is lower than $25. Hops, the basic ingredient of beer, date back 1,000 years in Hungary, but have not been grown here since 2000. The import of international hops into Heineken Hungary's beers causes an unnecessary pressure on the environment and a lost opportunity for local farmers. So Heineken Hungary was determined to act. Together with Interchurch Aid, we launched a pilot program in 2018 to reintroduce hop cultivation. The program not only provides a steady income and constant work opportunity for families in Somogy County, but domestic ingredients for one of the country's most popular beers. On an area of 20,000 square meters, 2,500 hops were planted and 850 kilograms harvested, which provided permanent employment opportunities for 10 families. 219 articles have been published about the program, reaching altogether more than 13 million people, and activated many more on social media. Thanks to the program, after 20 years, hop production can be the part of Hungarian agriculture again. We expect a significant increase in yields next year, providing employment opportunities for even more families.
In the same subcategory, we also have a bronze for Interaction for Casio, and a silver for Getting Better Creative Studio. In the social responsibility digital subcategory, we have a bronze for La Familia, for hashtag Se Conecto Anita.
El aumento de la violencia hacia las mujeres tras implementar las medidas para contener el coronavirus.
Chile, un 38% de las mujeres reporta haber sufrido violencia en contextos de familia y de pareja.
Mientras en la casa se esconde una cruda realidad, se abrió una pequeña ventana de ayuda. Fundación Anita y Vice presentan Se Conectó Anita.
Ya, entonces aquí dice que se va a conectar.
Uy, corta la weadita.
Pero si mi amor, si estoy en una reunión de trabajo, no estoy jugando yo.
¿Y tú crees que estoy jugando?
No, no me refiero.
¿Tú crees que yo estoy jugando?
No, no me refiero a que...
¿Hasta cuándo me voy?
Publicamos este video en un perfil abierto de Instagram, que se hizo viral en horas, generando un gran impacto y conciencia en las redes sociales. Y también en los medios de comunicación.
Sí, nosotros vimos esta campaña cuando salió, la comentamos incluso aquí en Matinal Nuestra Casa, en el grupo interno y todo, porque fue bastante fuerte, de hecho.
Cuando teníamos la atención de todos, publicamos la campaña invitando a todas las mujeres a denunciar algún tipo de violencia. De esta forma, creamos un nuevo método de ayuda en las videollamadas.
Di en tus videollamadas, se conectó Anita. Con esta frase sabremos que estás sufriendo agresiones por parte de tu pareja.
Las denuncias en la fundación pasaron de 30 mensuales a más de 2.500 mujeres que ya no tienen nada que esconder y hoy volvieron a activar sus cámaras.
And a silver for 22 Squared of the United States for the NAACP of Atlanta.
Last summer, the nation woke up to what Black Americans have always known, that racism is still alive and well in this country, and it's hiding in plain sight. There is no clearer demonstration of this than the 700 Confederate monuments spread across the United States. Most of these were erected in the 20th century in an attempt to intimidate and oppress people of color. So we created Invisible Hate, a multifaceted platform that exposes these statues for what they are, racist symbols of hate, and gives people a powerful tool to bring them down for good. An interactive map reveals the location of every Confederate monument in the country, exposing their hateful intent using actual quotes from the racists they memorialize. From there, users can alert others to their locations and use augmented reality to virtually deface them. But outrage is useless if it doesn't lead to action. So Invisible Hate identifies the local officials who've been protecting these statues for years and gives activists the power to petition them directly. By keeping the politicians accountable, we force change.
The Atlanta NAACP chapter hopes to lessen the noise and help separate fact from fiction.
They're doing more than just denouncing, but they also want to educate.
Since its launch, Invisible Hate has played a direct role in the removal of 18 monuments in 9 states. It's been adopted by state task forces, and it's forcing lawmakers to take action all across the country. Invisible Hate, tearing down 400 years of hatred, one statue at a time.
And our Grand Prix goes to Chiel of Brazil for Samsung. In the social responsibility film subcategory, we have a bronze for Rosebud and a silver for Rosebud of Spain for Equality is Not Up for Sale. In the environment subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Be Lucky of Taiwan, for Bambo of Europe, and we have a silver for Madison Agencia por Via Cumbavaya.
y San Panchito y San José. Esta tierra mía, compadre, donde yo me crié. San Juan, San Benito y San Panchito y San José. Esa tierra mía, compadre, donde yo me crié.
In the Causes Digital subcategory, we have a silver for La Familia for Adopt a Black Dog. In the Causes subcategory, we have a gold for Landia Creativos Independientes for Uber Life Codes.
¿Cuántas veces tendremos que repetir que el alcohol y el volante no se mezclan?
En unos segundos, efectivamente.
te cambia la vida o se te acaba, y se le acaba al menos parcialmente a todos los que te rodean.
In the Causes Media subcategory, we have a gold for Brandy Creativity and Technology for Universidad Hispanoamericana.
¿Usted qué piensa de la contraportada del periódico La Teja?
En realidad es bonito una mujer, la belleza de la mujer, apreciarla.
Se ha perdido muchos valores.
¿Usted no saldría así?
No, en lo más mínimo.
Creo que es bonito forma de ver en la mañana, algo bonito.
Deberían de ser un poquito censuradas, no me creas que estoy a la antigua, ¿verdad?
Son unas buenas chiquitas, puedes rajar en eso.
At Universidad Hispanoamericana, we decided to join the fight against the sexual objectification of women while uplifting professional women. Present UH Women Role Model. On March 8th, International Women's Day, for the first time in history, we replaced the back cover of the famous Grandotota in La Teja newspapers and replaced it with the Herrantota, the most powerful manager. A former student with a prominent and successful career became a role model for new generations. Throughout March, we featured other former students, like her, who are now outstanding professionals in their fields. This way, we surprised thousands of readers by showing them different models than those they usually see in the newspapers. We also organized free virtual talks given by different female role models, where they shared all their knowledge with thousands of future female professionals. The campaign resulted in a significant increase in enrollment during the month. We are sure that education is the best weapon to break down stereotypes and fight against gender inequality. UH Women Role Models.
And in the Civility, Values, Ethics, and Education subcategory, we have a bronze for Brandy Creativity and Technology again for the other school supplies list. We also have another bronze for Emil SRL of Italy. For Milan Stumbling Stones Committee, Instagram History.
1943. Nazi fascism begins an unprecedented horror. Millions of people will never return home. 1992. The stumbling stones bear the names of the deported right in front of those houses from which they were torn. 2020. The COVID emergency clears the streets. The memory of deportation must find new ways to be preserved. During the lockdown, people from every walk of life moved to social media. Post by post, we pave kilometres of new paths in our news feeds and Instagram stories. So who better than Generation Z, who create online content every single day to tell the stories of the people who would have been their neighbours? We started our project in schools. Each student was entrusted with a person. For months, we pieced together the stories of the victims and the heroes of World War II. Nearly 800 images helped us follow their footsteps and brought them back to life in the digital world. But how do we make the stumbling stones stand out online amongst billions of publications? We turned the most important stories into history. Those with the loudest voices throughout Italy took a break from everyday posts to give voice to the deportees. And their stories have been heard by millions of followers.
L'anno pietre d'inciampo è un progetto che ha patrocinio chiaramente.
È la progettazione di un evento di restituzione.
Il capo, quindi è come se fosse un segno di rispetto. Il nostro presente diventa parte del nostro futuro.
On Holocaust Remembrance Day, 121 stumbling stones returned to the streets of Milan, this time digitally. In a world where everything is temporary, these stories are carried into the future through Generation Z. In a year where the present seems to be all that matters, the stumbling stones have found new ways to ensure that no one will walk the road of deportation again.
And we also have a gold for Getting Better Creative Studio from it.
Marcas Pelo Mundo is a portal that shows the best of advertising, marketing, and communication in Brazil and around the world.
We continue now with the direct category, which was presided over by Anish Varghese, the Chief Creative Officer of Isobar India. And the winners are in the subcategory Direct Mail, we have an honorable mention for Noble Graphics of Bulgaria for Grupama of Bulgaria.
Bulgaria may be less than 0.07% of the world economy, but we can proudly say that 7% of the cyber financial attacks in 2019 had a Bulgarian hacker involved. Okay, them loser Romanians had 28%, but they get caught way too easily. You probably think that your wireless credit card is safe in your wallet, but long ago, when people did not keep a 2-meter distance, Bulgarian hackers had no problem to scan your credit card in public. They easily nicked your money, name, credit card number, and expiry date. Later, this data is used for financial fraud. You like this? Not. Neither did Grupama Insurance, which provides financial insurance in Bulgaria. A little to both, if you ask me. But those guys were not stupid after all. They hacked their own business card, using it as a weapon against wireless credit card trickery. It looks like an ordinary card, no? But the geniuses put a hidden metallic layer blocking all scanning waves that steal credit card data. All you have to do is place the business card in your wallet, like this, right next to your credit card. The simple science of Grupama's business card completely neutralizes all state-of-the-art hacker mumbo-jumbo. Now this is a business card you're gonna keep in your wallet, next to the photo of your kids. And so, with the business card in people's wallets, Grupama managed to increase the follow-up response of first contact with 56%, leading to a 17% increase in financial insurance and 3% in all insurance products.
Today, every Grupama sales pitch starts with, "This business card can really save you."
Great job, you Bulgarian hackers.
In the audiovisual media and graphics subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Brandy Creativity and Technology, as well as an honorable mention for Rock and Roll. In the digital media subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Castillo de If of Guatemala, as well as one for Artega y Artega. I will turn things over now to another member of the judges panel, Fran Lopez, partner and executive creative director of CLV in Spain.
Hola, soy Fran López, director creativo ejecutivo y socio de CLV. Y bueno, quería daros mi punto de vista sobre los cases. Los cases pues, pueden ser un arma de doble filo, ¿no? Son fundamentales para entender ideas que de otra forma sería muy complejo explicar. Pero hoy en día realmente estamos saturados de cases. Tenemos demasiados cases, los jurados tenemos que ver toneladas de cases que, bueno, como el tuyo toque el último, pues es una locura. El jurado es tu target y necesitas impactarnos, y de entrada, aunque parezca una tontería, el nombre del case, el nombre de la idea es muy importante, ¿no? Lo hemos visto en grandes premios como Scary Clown Night, The Hidden Flat o Multi Whopper o Holograms for Freedom, ¿no? Un nombre potente y una idea que pueda resumirse en una frase te hacen ver rápidamente que el case funciona. Ideas sencillas y muy bien ejecutadas. Repercusión en medios muy potente y, bueno, tener la idea de que tu case al final es el reflejo de una buena idea. Un saludo y muchas gracias.
We continue now with the media category, which was presided over by Joao Camacho of Dubai. In the media category, the top awards, gold, and the Grand Prix go to Latin America. Among our winners are Brazil, Costa Rica, and Chile. And the winners are in the graphics subcategory, we have a gold medal for brandy, creativity, and technology. In the audiovisual, TV, cinema, and alternative media subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Noble Graphics, Bulgaria, for Grupa. We also have a bronze medal for Landia Creativos Independientes for Uber. In the outdoor subcategory, we have an honorable mention for RK People of Spain. We also have a gold medal in this category for La Familia.
How did an icon of social resistance in Chile change the perception of the whole country about black dogs? Black dog syndrome is a global phenomenon. Black dogs are passed over for adoption. As a result, they are sacrificed due to the shortage of space in the shelters. Several dog foundations joined to collaborate in the project Adopt a Black Dog. We created a digital campaign based on El Matapacos, the stray dog turned into a revolutionary icon, during the social outburst in Chile in October 2019. In collaboration with the artist Marcel Solá, we created a sculpture made of recycled materials and took it to the streets during a new demonstration. To our surprise, the statue itself became an icon of the social revolution, thus blurring the lines between our cause and the current political turmoil, and creating an uprising controversy that lasted for months. Every time opponents of its symbolism would vandalize the statue, we would fix it and bring it back to the streets. Better, stronger, indestructible. The best part is that every time the vandals attacked, they involuntarily created a new spike of awareness for our cause, and more black dogs would get adopted. The campaign turned out to be the most successful adoption campaign in the history of all foundations, and for the first time, old and even disabled dogs were adopted. The statue became part of the permanent exhibition of the Museum of Social Outburst, and the Matapacos legacy will continue to live on, fighting for a good cause with the same spirit.
In the digital platform subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Fleur Lifestyle and a bronze for Rosebud Sprinter. We also have a silver for Porta and the Grand Prix for Chill Brazil for InBev brand.
How do you launch a beer in Brazil when bars are shut and everyone is at home? Gaming. To launch the new Brahma Duplo Malt Long Neck, we had to go inside the game. We teamed up with Cita the Alta, a famous Grand Theft Auto server exclusive for members that are over the legal drinking age. Cita the Alta is used by more than 700 influencers in Brazil to create their content. And here we brought Brahma Duplo Malt Long Neck to life. First, we created an immersive Brahma experience inside the game. We built a Brahma brewery and created a game mission where players had to load a Brahma truck and deliver Duplo malt to bars around the city. Then we created a Brahma bar with everything a Brahma bar has in real life. Signature materials, decoration, Easter eggs, screens with Brahma communication, and, of course, the new Duplo Malt Long Neck bottle. And invited Cita the Alta main influencers to come to the launch event and stream it live to their fans on all available gaming platforms. And as soon as the event started, it took off. Our party attracted more than 1.3 million viewers. Other influencers showed up to the event organically. 42 streams were broadcasting simultaneously, and our hashtag appeared on Twitter trend topics. GTA became the third most watched game during event hours. The bar became a central point in the Cita da Alta server, and Brahma Duplo Malt a favorite beer among gamers. Even Brazil's biggest singer showed up. What's up, Anita? In times of a serious health crisis, what better way to launch a product in a bar in first hand for 1.3 million people simultaneously?
For the Actions and Social Network subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Laika Agencia, and a bronze for La Familia, and a silver for Room Grupo Creativo for hashtag Más RD para Vogue, a silver for KTBO Agency for hashtag 10 para el 10, and a gold for Chill Brazil Samsung Anti-Bullying Skin.
AMPRO is the Brazilian Promotional Marketing Association created in 1993 with the objective of gathering and representing the promotional and live marketing sector in Brazil.
We continue now with the interactive category that was presided over by Wayne Naidu, the founder and CEO of Duke. The only 2 silver medals in this category go to France. Interactive was one of the most demanding categories this year, and the judges did not hand out gold medals nor grand prixes. And our winners are in the Sites Microsite subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Conaxis Bolivia for Viva websites. We also, in the Apps, Online Games, Augmented Reality, and Virtual Reality subcategory, have an honorable mention for Meet. The same category, we have a bronze for KTBO Agency, Pringles, for hashtag 10 por el 10. We also have a silver in the subcategory for Hurrah Agency of France for Lyon Cereals. In the Interactive Tool subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Black Creative Intelligence Studio. And in the Actions in Social Network subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Meet, as well as one for Awa. And we have a bronze for 9 Días for Pampling.
Iván Rakitic, 1,5 millones. Arturo Vidal, 0 euros. Rafinha, 0 euros. Luis Suárez, 0 euros y encima pagando parte de la ficha. Está claro que si algo ha caracterizado la gestión de Bartomeu es que prácticamente ha regalado auténticas joyas. Algo que muy pocos aficionados entienden. Pero tranquilo, Presi, en Pampling le entendemos perfectamente, porque nosotros hacemos exactamente lo mismo. Tenemos camisetas que son verdaderas obras de arte a solo 10 euros y calcetines a 2,90, que sí, que son casi 3 euros más de lo que usted ha sacado por Luis Suárez. Pero aún así, eso es un regalo. Por eso, estimado Josep María, desde Pampling vamos a enviarle uno de nuestros lotes de camisetas y calcetines, de esos que casi regalamos, para que sepa, por una vez, lo que se siente al estar del otro lado.
Sòcies i socis, comparec avui per comunicar la meva dimissió i la de la resta de la junta directiva.
In the branding and corporate identity sites subcategory, we have an honorable mention for SML Design Australia, for Ensemble Offspring. In the branded content subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Latir, Epic Win. We also have an honorable mention for Casa en Llamas, Fidelity Challenge. And we have a silver for Hurrah Agency of France for the Roar Map.
Gaming is the new hype, right? With the tremendous amount of new possibilities it brings, every brand wants a slice of the cake. But it's not that easy. How do you get from
is the worst of the worst? Where's my ad read? You owe me royalties for that.
To
Ouais, c'était trop cool.
Ça a fait plaisir. Comme ça, on en veut plus.
well, you don't advertise. You make gamers play with the Lion Cereals brand in a game they love, like GeoGuessr, a super accessible browser game where you get dropped to a random point on the planet and need to find your exact location on a map. But where is Lion? Well, everywhere. Lions are everywhere in the world. So now, we just had to roll up our sleeves. Yup, we created our very own game mode, where you could travel around the globe, but every starting point was related to Lion Cereals. While organically mixing brand DNA and video games, we asked the finest GeoGuessr players in France to play this new map live on Twitch. And then, we did nothing more.
Les Roar Map, où va y avoir des indices par rapport au céréales lion. J'ai vu le lion, on peut jouer.
Ah oui, là, il y a un lion, là, ici. Ils se sont donnés.
Oh, ok, les lions, c'est vu.
C'est vu le lion.
Mais ils ont trouvé des lions partout à placer sur les cartes. Oh, je vois le lion direct.
C'est pas cool quand des marques captent, tu sais, genre par exemple, là, bah, GeoGuessr, c'est cool. Comment est-ce qu'on peut faire un truc sympa avec ça? Et qu'ils y arrivent, je trouve que c'est hyper smart, tu vois.
French streamers and gamers loved it. But more importantly, the Roar map drove intent to purchase. In the end, we made it into a video game with exactly €0 and got our fellow gamers to roar at our branding initiative.
In the online video subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Atelier 3640, Sot, Bolivia. And we have an honorable mention for Sapristi, Agencia de Otra Publicidad. And we have a bronze, also for Sapristi, Agencia de Otra Publicidad. We continue now with the film category, which was presided over by Maddie Raditz, the founder of IMA, Global Head of Social for Fashion and Luxury, MediaMox. Canada, Thailand, Taiwan, Chile, Argentina, Bolivia, and Bulgaria were just among a few of the countries that had strong showings in this category. Asia and Europe are the protagonists of the film category. And our winners are in the personal hygiene, beauty, and health subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Kipling Media of Canada, as well as one for JJ Barcelo SA. In the food, dairy, and snack subcategory, we also have an honorable mention for Follow Up SL for Tabasco. We also have an honorable mention for Parsno of Spain. And in the home and office subcategory, we have a bronze medal for Taurus and a gold medal for Be Lucky of Taiwan, Bamboo, Europe.
So every day, when the alarm blows my ears, I see you slipping around the pearls and clears, and every time everything seems to go wrong. You know your voice sounds just like a song. The rain sings, the cup smiles, it finds me blue with stars. The car got a flat tire, but riding shotgun eyes someone like you. Someone like you takes something bad is that someone like you would swerve like gold. After they made you, they simply broke the mold.
In the entertainment, restaurants, fashion, and tourism subcategory, we also have a bronze medal for Rosebud, as well as a bronze medal for Noble Graphics of Bulgaria. For WinBet.
Will the wolves show their teeth to the old lady? Is the flea going to bite the white ballet? Are the gunners shooting without the professor? Is the Egyptian king fond of the caramel? Can the Joker tame the bull? Will the hornets sting the miners? Are the red devils going to silence the noisy citizens? Where will the special one park the bus? WinBet. We know you know.
In the transport, automobiles, trucks, motorcycles, and bicycles subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Kipling Media of Canada for Black Armor, and a bronze for Work It Bangkok, Thailand for your Relation Grip Pre-Roll Series. Financial services subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Manifiesto, and a bronze for CLV Spain, Digital Humanism. In the institutional and corporate image sponsorships category, we have a bronze for JPG, Grupo de Comunicación. In the government, political, social, or religious messages subcategory, we have a Grand Prix for Mutant, Belgium. UNICEF and EU, are we doing our homework?
5 ways to get your kids to finish their homework. 1. Set up a homework-friendly area.
Please move.
Nacha, I win, Nacha! Go.
Schedule a regular study time. Keep distractions to a minimum.
Ça va, petit? Alors, tu te souviens de moi? Vas-y, fais pas ton timide, garde-moi ça. Hein?
Be a motivator.
I'll call you back. Right now, I'll call you back. Okay? I'll call you back. I'll call you back, please. What?
In the social and environmental subcategory, we have an honorable mention for JPG, Grupo de Comunicación, The Message Behind the Message, and a bronze for Be Lucky Taiwan, Bamboo Europe. We also have a silver for Walker's Invisible Help, and a gold for Nueve Dias of Spain for Los Vasquez. In the small budget spots with budgets below $5,000 subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Mi Querido Watson, Comunicación. We also have a bronze for Furia, for Fundación Chile Sin Cáncer, and a bronze for BBA Ecuador. In the FLM campaign subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Exit Up of Spain. We also have an honorable mention for Mi Querido Watson Comunicación, and a bronze for Rock and Roll Bolivia. I'll turn things over now to commentary from another member of our judges panel, June Siwia, the CEO and founder of Belius Group in Kenya.
Jambo, jina langu ni June Siwia, mmoja wa majaji katika Wina 2021. Kwa mawasilisho ya kesi yako, usione haya kwa mwaminifu, kuonyesha ubunifu wa kazi yako na kupeana maelezo wazi. Tunataka kuona uwezo wako wa kuamsha hisia na hamu katika kampeni mlizofanya. Tunatarajia kukagua matangazo yenye mikakati na dhana nzuri. Kila laheri.
Círculo Creativo de México exists to represent, elevate, recognize, and celebrate all the talents that work for creativity in Mexico.
All right, let's take it now to the COVID category. There's no better way than to present the next category than by thanking the people who work for our well-being on a daily basis. Scientists, doctors, nurses, hospital, logistics operators, front and second line staff. Thank you. We would like to thank you for your daily sacrifices that have helped us to overcome one of the most difficult periods in recent history. In your honor, we present the COVID category. And the winners are: in the Phase A digital subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Rio Brand. In the Phase A social media subcategory, we have an honorable mention for BBD, Perfect Storm of the United Kingdom, for Ethod Guest. We also have a gold for Emile SRL of Italy for Milan Stumbling Stones Committee. In the Phase A print subcategory, we have a bronze for Birth Group Desi. We also have a gold for Atelier 3640 of Bolivia for Fundación Viva. In the Phase A film subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Lazo T, Estudio Creativo, for Nike, and we have a bronze for Parnaso, and we have our gold medal for Mi Querido Watson Comunicación for Hijos del Confinamiento.
En marzo nos cambió la vida.
Te lo replanteas todo. Te das cuenta de que las cosas importantes son otras.
El mundo que conocíamos ha cambiado. Y para siempre.
Al principio, es que ni te lo crees. Fue como, ¿en serio?
Y miedo. Porque claro, tienes miedo.
La incertidumbre, el no saber cómo será. El no saber si seremos capaces de enfrentarnos a algo así.
Estos 9 meses... No sé. Es todo demasiado grande.
En marzo nos cambió la vida.
Te das cuenta de que las cosas importantes son otras.
Al principio, es que ni te lo crees.
La incertidumbre, el no saber cómo será. El no saber si seremos capaces de enfrentarnos a algo así.
Y miedo. Porque claro, tienes miedo.
No sé. Es todo demasiado grande.
Y así, Motorola lanzó un mensaje en Navidad. Un homenaje a todos los valientes que decidieron traer un bebé al mundo. Y a los hijos del confinamiento. Bebés de verdad con familias e historias de embarazos de verdad durante el mes más duro para todos. Y la campaña fue creciendo con una web donde los papás y mamás compartieron fotos e historias. Y una segunda galería que se llenó de alegría a partir del 1 de enero. Alegría que también compartimos con Fundación Madrina y las primeras mujeres en dar a luz este año, enviándoles un regalo para que sus hijos del confinamiento pudiesen conocer a sus familias y al resto del mundo. Conseguimos que Lenovo se uniera a la campaña. Aumentamos la comunidad de la marca en todas sus redes. Alcanzamos a 7,5 millones de usuarios. Generamos conversación y, lo más importante, cumplimos nuestro principal propósito. Mandarle un mensaje a 2020.
In our Phase A design subcategory, we have a gold medal for paper of Ecuador. And in our Phase A outdoor subcategory, we have a silver medal for BBA. We also have a silver for Avión de Papel of Argentina for crosses. And our Grand Prix goes to RK People for El Pozo.
El Pozo King quería despedir 2020 lanzando un mensaje que hablara de lo que estábamos sintiendo todos y conectarse con la gente en un momento muy duro. Pero, ¿cómo decirle adiós a este año de mierda? Solo había una manera, con ironía y buen rollo. Así que decidimos cambiar nuestro posicionamiento para mandarle un mensaje de parte de todos a 2020. Del fucking great al fucking year 2020. Colocamos nuestra frase en una lona en el centro de Madrid y la acompañamos de un significativo gesto de nuestro producto, que utilizamos para expresar lo que sentía una sociedad cansada y harta del año que estaba viviendo. Nuestra dedicatoria al 2020 se hizo viral en cuestión de horas y la conversación pasó de la calle a las redes sociales. La gente la compartía, se hacía fotos con ella y la utilizaban para enviar su propio mensaje de despedida. E incluso stickers con nuestros mensajes se colaron en las cenas de Nochevieja. En los 15 días que estuvo en la calle, nuestra lona fue el king. Y con 0 euros de inversión en redes sociales y medios consiguió 9 millones de impresiones, 19 millones de personas impactadas, más de 200.000 interacciones, más de 73 publicaciones en medios nacionales e internacionales, más de 250.000 euros en medios ganados. Y las ventas del Pozo King subieron un 16%. Resultó que esto que nadie se atrevía a decirle al 2020 era en realidad algo que todo el mundo pensaba. Fucking year 2020. Tenía que decirlo, el Pozo King. Hasta nunca 2020.
In the Phase B digital subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Black Creative Intelligence Studio for Check-In LTH. And we have a bronze for Mi Querido Watson Comunicación. And the gold goes to Independiente Panama for Panafoot, the real cast.
During the first months of the pandemic, the world lived through what seemed like a real-life horror movie. We spent 90% of our day locked indoors, in front of a screen, watching movies on TV or streaming them through digital media. This is why Panafoto, the leading technology store in Panama, has decided to highlight the names of the most important people in this fight against the pandemic. Panafoto presents The Real Cast. We purchased some airtime that no other brand had ever purchased, the credits after the movie. And we asked people to mention the names of the true heroes of this pandemic, the doctors, nurses, and all of the other healthcare professionals that they know using the hashtag Héroes de Panamá, or True Heroes of Panama on a thread in Twitter. After 24 hours, we were able to gather all of these names and replace the original credits of all the movies broadcast on public and cable TV in order to honor all of the healthcare professionals that are fighting against this global pandemic. And we surprised everyone that watched the credits until the end with a 10% discount on their purchases. And for our main cast, the doctors, we offered 30% off on smart TVs and home theaters on National Doctors Day. Many people and doctors took advantage of the promotion that was hidden in the movie credits. The real cast, a recognition for the heroes, and a discount for their home.
In the COVID Phase B social media subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Ariadna Communication Group of Bolivia for Tigo. And in the Phase B content subcategory, we have a gold for Chile of Chile for Samsung.
In Chile, unemployment reached its highest number in the decade during quarantine, a historic 11.2%, and over 200,000 small businesses went broke. Productivity changed towards the digital world, and only those with the resources and skills to produce in a home office capacity stayed afloat. What if the brand that reinvented mobile technology helps their clients reinvent themselves with that same technology today? Samsung Galaxy Note 20 presents Power Class, the first branded content that certifies you for the new way of working. Free classes about mobile productivity that teach you to use your smartphone as a working tool to reinvent your profession or entrepreneurship. And the best part, anyone who had a phone could take them. These power classes will be given during 6 months by renowned professionals in the e-learning modality, delivering different knowledges: brand image creation, brand strategy for social media, professional images for your business. Take and control your business wherever you go. And the best part is that when you finish the course, you get a certification from E-Class in Mobile Productivity. Results: in just 2 days, over 2,000 people enrolled in the power classes, proving that Galaxy Note 20 is the power phone that delivers all the power and the new tools that professionals need today. Because the new normal needs a new productivity.
In the Phase B film subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Meet for Noticias que son una buena señal, and a bronze for Rock and Roll. We have a silver for Rosebud of Spain. In the Phase B design subcategory, we have a gold for Paper.
Inseparable friends until...
Las autoridades ecuatorianas han reiterado que se mantiene y que se respete el toque de queda.
We are the beer that creates moments with friends, and now we had to stay home without them. But we couldn't let that stop us from celebrating a very important day for us, the International Friendship Day. That's why we created Portamigos, a unique system with a beer sensor, cell phone holder incorporated, and a pretty cool light, which allows that every time you put a beer on the cup holder, 4 friends receive a notification in their cell phones as an invitation to share a cold beer and get together online. An innovative prize that everyone wanted to refresh long-distance friendships.
Para unir a los amigos, pero de una manera segura.
Con su kit denominado Portamigos.
While we refreshed our brand.
Es un kit que viene con 5 portavasos y por supuesto la refrescante biela.
Biela, more moments, more friends.
And in the Phase B Health and Pharma subcategory, we have an honorable mention for MK Media. And in the Phase B Effectiveness subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Ariadna Communications Group, again for Tigo. And we have another one for EVEC. And we have a bronze for El Concierge, Riaño Productions. And we have a silver for Rosebud, for Sprinter, Gym and Pass. And the gold goes to Walkers of Chile for Invisible Help.
If about 85% of internet traffic this year will be video, who will you trust to make your content? The best option is an independent creative agency where audiovisual is king, such as Redo Visual.
We continue now with the design category that was presided by Angela Farley, founder of Disruptive Unicorns. True to fashion, Portugal stood out in the design category. Thailand, Spain, Colombia, the United Arab Emirates, and Peru also held their own. And the winners are: in the branding and corporate identity food subcategory, we have an honorable mention for PVSDG for Mr. Egg. We also have an honorable mention for Don Mostachan Marketing, and a bronze for Espluga and Associates for Sauge, and we have a bronze for Iconoso, and a gold for Espluga Associates of Spain for Lebrio brand identity. In the branding and corporate identity home subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Espluga and Associates, as well as for Moho brands of Portugal, and for Connectica Inteligia branding, and a bronze for Squared Bulgaria, Balin Joy of Playing, and a silver for Moho Brands Portugal, Cantaloupe Branding. In the branding and corporate identity beverages subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Katana Studio of Peru, and a bronze for Mellow and Banana. For Bereria Matcha. Branding and corporate identity, we have an honorable mention for Planetario, for Machuro Branding, and an honorable mention for Creative Society. We also have a silver for La Agencia of Peru, for We Are Experts Passion. We are Otto Kunz. We also have a silver for Espluga and Associates for Meta. In the branding and corporate identity institutional subcategory, we also have an honorable mention for Work It of Bangkok, Thailand. We also have a bronze for Mellow and Banana of Osala Logistics Partner. In the packaging and food subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Espluga and Associates for Chalk Chocolate. We also have an honorable mention for Multiply Marketing Consultancy of the United Arab Emirates for Hyros. We also have a bronze for Katana Studio. In the packaging and beverages subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Planetario, and we have a bronze for Think Bold Studio of Portugal for Crazy Cock. We also have a bronze for Mellow and Banana, for From the Bar to the Can. And we have a gold for High of Brazil, for Captain Barley. In the packaging, healthcare, and pharma subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Moho Brands and a gold for BBA Sense Label. Any other packaging subcategory, we have a bronze for M&A Creative Agency of Portugal for Reserva da Familia Special Edition. We also have a gold for Don Mostachan Marketing for B Waffle Authentic Belgian Waffles. We also, in the editorial subcategory, have a gold for Moho Brands of Portugal for Edna's Catalog. We continue now with the print category that was presided over by Marcelo Droppi, the CCO of Chill Brazil and LATAM. As is the case every year, print was the category with the greatest number of submissions. Let's take a look at this year's winners. And our winners are, in the personal hygiene, beauty, and health subcategory, we have an honorable mention for DO Agency for Knife. In the food, dairy, and snack subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Nueve Días for El Arte Más Noble. And in the home and office subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Chaman for Give It Back. We have another honorable mention for Webtilia for Easy Nail, and a bronze for Chaman, Give It Back. In the home appliances, gadgets, technology, video games, and computing subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Taurus, My Robot Heart. We also have a silver for Chile, Hear All version of the story. In the entertainment, restaurants, fashion, and tourism subcategory, we have a gold medal for Webtilia of Peru for Views. In the transport, automobiles, trucks, motorcycles, and bicycles subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Agencia M22 for Scary. We also have a bronze in the category for JPG Grupo de Comunicación for Evolution. In the financial services, we have a bronze medal for Grupo LBT for Immigrant. In the commerce and retail subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Exit Up of Spain for Black Friday Forever. In the media subcategory, we have a silver medal for Simple for J. Bolsonaro. And in the services and digital products promotion subcategory, we have a bronze medal for Lunar Latinoamérica, Abu Sab app. We also have a silver for Lunar Latinoamérica for Maize. In the social and environmental subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Madison Agencia for Bag, the movie. We also have a bronze for Atelier for 3640 for Behind the Mask. We also have a silver for Wings of Venezuela for Harpoon's Turtle. We have a silver also for Wings for Harpoon's Seal. And we have a silver, Wings, for Harpoon's Dolphin. In the services campaign subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Lunar Latinoamerica for Mazes, a bronze for Agua of Ecuador for Different Cars, a silver for Simple for Sewer Mouths. We have another silver for Santuario for Parts Plays. And we have a gold for Mutant of Belgium for Happy Ending. We also, in the product campaign subcategory, have an honorable mention for Posy Studio of Argentina for Choose to Feel Good, and a bronze for Paper of Ecuador for Half Book. We have another bronze for Rock and Roll of Globos Extremos, and we have another bronze for Simple for Murals. We also have a silver for Mutant of Belgium for Dare to Doubt. In the institutional campaigns to corporate image subcategory, we have a bronze for Inbrax for GPS, and we have a silver for Las OT Estudio Creativo. They're more than just a picture. In the public welfare, campaign, civic, and social subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Do Agency for Girl, and we have an honorable mention for JPG, Grupo de Comunicación for Evolution. We also have a bronze medal for Humano for Masks. We also have a silver for Artega y Artega, The Bloody Data. And in the beverages subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Birth Group for Goodbye to the Cork.
We also want to thank Tumuli.com, a news portal for marketing and advertising trends, for its participation as a partner in the second edition of Wina Talent with its Stop Fake News strategy.
We'll continue now with the radio category that was presided over by Juan Macés, Executive Creative Director of the Cirnos, Argentina. The most challenging category for copywriters awarded only 5 medals this year. And our winners are in the radio subcategory, we have an honorable mention for La Agencia. We also have a bronze for Antonio Azorco, Communication. We also have a silver for BBA.
Los niños tienen el derecho a tener un padre y una madre, no dos padres y no dos madres.
La Biblia dice.
La Iglesia Católica aquí presente.
Recupera en Icos la bandera que la alcaldía había izado en la semana de la celebración del orgullo gay.
Pero si su hijo le dice que es homosexual, ¿cómo usted reaccionaría?
En realidad oraría para que el Señor se lo llevara.
El amor es comprensivo, el amor es servicial, el amor no tiene envidia, el amor no busca el mal. Si yo no tengo amor, yo nada soy, Señor.
Practica lo que predicas. Haz caso a tus propias palabras. Un mensaje de diálogo diverso a favor de las personas LGBTIQ de Ecuador. Respeto.
No te importen las razas ni el color de la piel. Ama a todos como hermanos y hace el bien. Al que sufre y al triste dale amor, al humilde y al pobre dale amor. Te diré que lucho en vano,
que pequé pues soy humano. Puede ser que una vez más Él me perdone. Le diré que lucho en vano, que pequé pues soy humano. Puede ser que una vez más Él me perdone. Yo vi sufrir a mi hermano cuando falta.
Another silver for Atelier 3640.
Con Unibienes te sintonizas. El panorama, el mercado de seguros para automotores es muy competitivo y en Bolivia la oferta de estaciones de radio es excesiva y variada. ¿Qué hicimos? Nos abocamos a introducir el mensaje dentro de la tanda musical, escogiendo 3 de los géneros más relevantes, para así evitar el zapping en la tanda comercial.
Ver a quienes se mantienen en la tendencia con el género pop urbano.
Te recojo en mi auto, nos vamos pa'l mirador, nos damos un beso, no importa el camino. Qué rico está el día, qué rico está el sol, una tarde de amor en mi auto rojo. Qué rico está el día.
Los accidentes ocurren. Mejor asegura tu vehículo contra accidentes, robos y daños a terceros con Unibienes y deja que la historia continúe. Unibienes, línea gratuita, 810-3006.
Para los románticos que les gustan las baladas.
Eran las 10 de la noche, manejando hacia mi hogar. Corté camino por calles oscuras.
¡Esto es un asalto! ¡Bájate del auto! ¡Vamos, vamos, vamos!
Los robos ocurren. Mejor asegura tu vehículo contra robos, accidentes y daños a terceros con Unibienes y deja que la historia continúe. Unibienes, línea gratuita, 810-3006.
Para los transportistas que le ponen sabor a tu día con una buena cumbia.
Son las carreteras del país, en mi camión voy. Por las carreteras del país, a mi pueblo voy. En mi camión.
Los accidentes ocurren. Mejor asegura tu vehículo contra accidentes, robos y daños a terceros con Unibienes y deja que la historia continúe. Unibienes, línea gratuita, 810-3006.
Los accidentes ocurren, pero nuestros radioescuchas están ya preparados y dejan que la historia continúe.
And another silver for Laika Agencia of Ecuador.
Throughout history, Ecuador has been the birthplace of exceptional female writers, but now history itself is forgetting their legacy at the hands of discrimination. The Department of Culture for the municipality of Guayaquil presents Unskippable Authors, a cultural preservation campaign that rescued the work of these remarkable poets that remained at the edge of oblivion over decades. Together with Guayaquil's public library, stanzas, rhymes, and verses were restored to be transformed into audio files ready to be appreciated. During International Women's Day, these poems were strategically released on Spotify as sponsored ads that couldn't be skipped, and as a chance to give them back in recognition of what we all owe them. With your rhythmic tune, scoring you go inclement of my poor heart. When I throw myself to a weary and incessant trip, when after a day of disenchantment comes a stormy, seeing you unconscious and despondent, as if I didn't evoke the memory. With limited resources but clever use of media, their entire poetry soared from zero recognition to thousands of listeners. For the first time ever, their names and stories were repeatedly searched on Google. People shared their work and helped them become the influences they always deserved to be. Artists joined the cause, musicalizing their poems and giving them a voice. Their heritage inspired other female writers to share their work, and it also influenced the creation of an indefinite cultural preservation program promoted by the mayor of the city. Views, reach, and earned media empowered their work decades after it was released. But most importantly, it proved that talent can prevail against injustice. Today we honor a little of their history, but we are sure a long road to be written still lies ahead.
We continue now with the mobile category, another category with few medals, but lots of talent. And our winners are we also have a bronze for Castillo de If for Puma Track, and a bronze for Chile of Chile for Samsung. And we have a silver for Meet for Prevención Aumentada.
Neocomunicaciones is a media company based in Mexico, specialized in marketing and business.
I'll turn things over for commentary now from a member of the judges panel, Federico Roberto, Executive Creative Director and Interweave Agency of the United Kingdom.
Olá a todos, sou o Fred, Executive Creative Director da Interweave Agency em Londres. Sendo português, tenho muito orgulho em fazer parte do grupo de presidentes de júri deste ano do Wina Festival e, como tal, venho trazer algumas dicas sobre como apresentar grandes case studies impactantes, emocionais, daqueles que trazem todos os resultados que nós queremos, não só neste festival, mas na vida real, nos resultados dos nossos negócios, dos nossos clientes. É preciso sempre criar um case study que conta uma história, que conta a forma como chegámos às pessoas, a forma como tivemos um impacto na vida da sociedade, da forma como levámos o negócio dos nossos clientes para a frente e da forma como as pessoas reagiram, que no fundo é isso que pretendemos, é ter alguma reação das pessoas, uma reação emocional. Portanto, coloquem legendas no case study, apresentem a ideia nos primeiros 20 segundos, porque nós júris vemos muitos trabalhos e é importante que nos apreendam logo a atenção e, sendo assim, teremos com certeza um melhor trabalho e uma melhor avaliação dos trabalhos. Portanto, uma boa sorte a todos e espero ver-vos em breve.
Ahora los ganadores con mención de honor de la categoría Wina Talent. En Wina Talent Junior, Twins de la Universidad Diego Portales de Chile, con el caso Las noticias falsas no son un juego. El Wina Talent Dream Team de Costa Rica, con Polígrafo de Fake News. Y en Impact, Riders Agency, con Verifica la Realidad.
We continue now the outdoor category that was presided over by Edward Boulder, the managing partner of Wine Nord Service Plan. We close this beautiful ceremony with the outdoor category. So the winners are in the institutional and corporate identity sponsorship subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Brandy Creativity and Technology. In the public, good, government, political, and religious messages subcategory, we have a bronze for Simple, for good from bad. In the settings, interventions, and special installation subcategory, we have a bronze for Exit Up, for La Pipa de la Paz. In the postcards or poster subcategory, we have a bronze for Paper. In the branded content subcategory, we have an honorable mention for Grupo LGBT, for Immigrant. In the small budget subcategory, we have a bronze medal for Inbrax, for Eye Patch. And we also have a gold in this subcategory for La Familia, for Adopt a Black Dog. In the campaign subcategory, we have a silver medal for RK People, for El Pozo.
APAT, the Peruvian Association of Advertising Agencies. Together, we achieve more. This ceremony is being broadcasted from the Movich Casa del Alferez Hotel. Thank you for being our allies.
And the Independent Agency of the Year is... And the Creative Director of the Year is... And our Advertiser of the Year is... And the Multinational Network of the Year is... And our Titanium Prize this year goes to Getting Better Creative Studio for hashtag No More Matildas. Thank you for joining us for the 2021 Wina Festival. Congratulations to all of this year's participants. We will see you next year.